I don't know that way. Why would they change math? Math is math.
okay,
Math
Dad.
is math.
I know how you feel, big guy. Why did they have to change the Instant Pot? Instant Pot is Instant Pot, right? But no, they had to change it and break my favorite bean cooking method. For the past 8 years, you've seen me use Instant Pot Duo. Lately, it's been having a hard time pressurizing even after I bought a new gasket. I'm sure I could try to replace a few more parts and get it to work, but I decided to use this opportunity to buy Cooks Illustrated and Series 8's current favorite multi-cooker, Instant Pot Pro. There are some features that I like a lot more on this model. Handles are nice. They make getting the insert out a lot easier and prevent it from spinning when you stir. It doesn't leak water all over my counter during longer cooks. My previous Instant Pot filled this little condensation cup in just a few hours. To avoid a puddle, I had to build a little contraption with a straw and a container to catch all the dripping. The new pot has a flat bottom, which is awesome. The old one was higher in the center than on the outside, making small quantities of rice and quinoa cook a bit unevenly. The new insert has measurements on the side, which are very handy. The new interface is a bit more complex, but pretty intuitive, so I have no complaints. Both low and high pressure cooking settings work the same as my old pot. In other words, well. The reason for my frustration is the slow cooking function. I know, Kenji thinks it's useless. And I agree with him when it comes to making stock. Pressure cooker is a lot better. But there is one task that the slow cooker performs better than any other tool: cooking dry beans. My old Instant Pot Duo maintained a perfect 194 on a slow cook high setting. Mid-190s is the magic bean temperature. It's high enough for the beans to get tender and to destroy all the lectins, but it's low enough for the water to hold perfectly still and not bubble. Even the most fragile of beans, like the delicate cannellini, didn't fall apart at this temperature. What's even more wonderful is that you don't need to pre-soak. Put in the beans, water and salt in the pot. Press a few buttons and forget about it. The slow cook setting on the new Instant Pot is a disaster. It doesn't hold any temperature consistently if you start from cold. Slow cook high was reading 150 after 1 hour, but 205 after 12. Slow cook low was reading only 130 after 1 hour, but 205 after 12. Basically, the slow cook setting is unpredictable and unreliable. The user manual was of no help, but I found some videos that mentioned that the slow cook function on Instant Pot Pro was not designed to start from cold. It was intended to maintain the temperature of a pot that was already hot. I tried that. I brought my water to 190 and then set it on slow cook high. After an hour, it dropped to 170. I reached out to the company about this problem but never heard back. It's possible that my pot is just faulty, but based on the number of people who reported this issue in YouTube videos and on Reddit threads, it sounds like my experience is par for the course. After exhausting my slow cook options, I decided to investigate the sous-vide setting. Although it's not accurate, it seems much more consistent. Setting my Instant Pot to 190 gave me a consistent 196 that held steady for 10 hours. That's perfect for beans. I wouldn't use the Instant Pot to sous vide a steak or any other animal protein. It's not nearly accurate enough for that. But beans are much more forgiving. Any temperature from 190 to 200 will cook them well, though the timing will slightly vary. Now let's talk about the lid. The Instant Pot Pro lid has a new smart feature that often backfires for me. It automatically switches to seal when you click the lid in place. If you forget to switch it to to vent. The airtight environment might cause some pressure buildup and a higher temperature than you anticipated. That's why I switched to using a regular pot lid unless I'm pressure cooking. Okay, so problem solved, right? I still get to cook my beans using my favorite method. What's there to worry about? Well, actually quite a lot. As a recipe developer, I find keeping up with the insane pace of change in cooking equipment very difficult. What's even more disturbing is the new lack of specifications. My old Instant Pot explicitly listed the temperature range for slow cooking setting in the manual. The new one gives no temperature ranges for this feature. Without the spec, any temperature can be considered acceptable. Developing recipes for high and low doesn't work. Can you imagine medicines dispensed in doses like high and low? Can you imagine calling your bank to check your balance and hearing that your savings account is high, but your checking account is low? I wish we would stop using this vague language in cooking. I don't want my appliances to be smart. I don't want them to make decisions for me. I want them to be accurate. Accuracy allows the creation of standards, and standards allow sharing of information. There is a silver lining to this Instant Pot shakeup. It got me to re-examine bean cooking. I'm sure many of my viewers are wondering, why don't I just pressure cook the beans or simmer them on the stovetop? Well, because it depends on the beans. In my next video, I'll give you the most in-depth guide to cooking beans on the internet. Here are more thought-provoking culinary videos for you to check out, and if you are ever in the Boston area, maybe I'll see you in one of my classes.